So we're in Quartzsite and we're all boondocking, and there are so many different ways that people create electricity or the way they live within the electricity they have. So here's what we have. So we got this Onan 5500 generator that we can just turn on and run. And then I have two 3000 watt Victron inverters. We have two Victron MPPT 150 charge controllers that feed off the 1200 watts of solar up on the roof. And then I have four Trojan T105 6-volt golf cart batteries. So for us, it's worked pretty good. We've been out here for the better part of a couple weeks. So actually, we've been boondocking since the beginning of the month, and it's the 27th now, and we've run our generator, but our solar setup has provided most of the electricity. We're gonna go see how some other people that are camping here, they get electricity. Let's go take a look. All right, so we're here with our friends Mike and Jerry. Their channel is 4 Kids, 4 Corners, and he's going to tell us a little bit about what they have going on. So what do you got over here, Mike?
Yeah, so we just wanted to dive in just a little bit, get our feet wet with solar. And the solar panel we have is a foldable unit from China, Dokyo brand. And it's a 200 watt panel, and it's a flexible unit. It came with a little controller, and that's basically what it is. Real simple, cheap. We have 2 6-volt batteries that were Costco branded, and then a kind of a no-name brand 1200 watt inverter. And that's kind of our first foray into doing that.
Cool, let's check it out.
Yep.
Nice and compact for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. About 10 pounds. It's rated at 200 watts, and it's really hard, especially with lower quality panels, to get what they're rated at. So I've seen about 150 watts out of it.
150?
Yeah. So
that's really pretty good, though, honestly.
Yeah, really pretty good. And price-wise, this was on Amazon, and I had a credit floating on Amazon, but it was $250 before my little credit. So.
And that includes the charge controller.
And that includes this little charge controller. It's not very special again, and it had alligator clips. So I've since done something a little different with that. Did a better connector than that, and put heavier wire. But yeah, for just a little over $200, we get 150 watts in Arizona sun.
And so you've been out here boondocking for how long?
I think today's 10 days now.
And how's it been working?
Awesome, great. Like I have nothing bad to say about it. And you can find us at 4 Kids, 4 Corners on YouTube, and also on all the social media. We're on Instagram and 4kids4corners.com. My wife Jerry, she does the blogs and everything on there. So definitely check us out.
Let's check out another RV and yet another setup for electricity. Let's go talk with James of the Chick's Life.
So I'm really excited about this setup because it's actually pretty new to us. We haven't had it for very long. We've been running it for about 3 months or so now, but we got 3 of the 100 amp Battleborn batteries. We got the Victron Multiplus 3000, and then we just, actually Doug helped me install this past week 2 more 170 watt panels. So we got 4 170 watt panels on the roof and our new 60 amp charge controller all running down here. So I am loving this setup. We haven't had to bust out the generator hardly at all since we've gotten these new panels. We have our coffee, all the coffee we want, which is very important. And then since we're YouTubers, we've got cameras and GoPros and laptops and all sorts of stuff that are charging all the time. So we use a lot of power, and this has been great.
So you've been out here for what? 10 days? 7 days?
We've been out here for about a week, yeah.
And I saw the generator, so since we put the other panels up, have you run it?
We did once just because Ashley was getting nervous about it, but we were only down at like 40%. So,
nice.
And we're actually talking about maybe getting another battery or 2, because then we would for sure hardly ever have to get out the generator. But when we first got this set up, we went from Oregon through Idaho into southern Utah, did Zion and Arches, Moab, and Canyonlands, and then all the way through Arizona down to Texas. We didn't go to a single RV park. We did use the generator, obviously, because we were going to run out of power, but we just kind of wanted to put this system through its paces, and it was amazing how we could go from being at nothing but RV parks to then doing nothing but boondocking. It's been crazy.
Awesome. So tell me about it.
So this is our new charge controller here that Doug helped us put in yesterday, but this little guy I'm actually excited about. When we first got the inverter, we had to basically either leave it on all the time or go all the way outside to the underpass to flip it on and off. And at the beginning I just left it on because I didn't think anything about it, but then I realized that it was drawing power. It was drawing like 2 to 3 amps, amp hours, and so by being able to come up here and flip it on and off and only have it on when we're using it, it saved us quite a bit of power. And the placement is perfect because after we're done watching a show at night, which the TV's right behind you, we can just lean over and flip it on or off from bed, as opposed to before, I'd have to get on my clothes and my jacket and whatever and go outside because it's freezing out. So that was a pain in the butt. So this has been a huge game changer for us. It seems simple and stupid, but it's been awesome.
Awesome.
If you guys do want to check us out, like I said, we are on YouTube. We're The Chick's Life. It's really confusing. My last name is Chick. It's about our life. But we've been RVing for about 1.5 years now. Been all over the country. We have a 6-year-old, an almost 2-year-old, and a 140-pound Great Dane. So if you want to come check out our adventures, we'd be more than happy to have you guys check us out.
Awesome. Thanks for showing us.
Yeah.
All right, so my neighbor here has yet a different setup than all the other people we've talked to. Let's go meet Michael. He is also on YouTube and Instagram, right?
My name is Michael. We are Epic Mini Life. My wife, daughter, and I are out on the road full-timing, and we are off-grid for 2019.
So tell us about your system.
We went a little bit off the rails with this one. We have 2 Tesla batteries in here for, it's about 466 amp hours of lithium. We have 1,800 watts on the roof. I did it all myself, so what you see is an art. It's become a thing. The joke with Tesla batteries is it's not a simple install, it becomes a hobby with what you're doing. So, and you'll see what that means here in
The
a minute.
wormhole.
Yeah, time
Right.
suck.
So you said you're 2019, the plan is to be off-grid.
That's right.
Prior to this, how long have you been off?
We have been on the road 18 months.
Okay.
And all of that 18 months we've been paying for parks. So that's an average of $30 a night times 18 months. You do the math on that.
It adds up pretty
It does
quickly.
add up. So super simple setup. This is our inverter. It will take AC in, and I just ran this little pigtail here. So
Okay.
it'll take an extension cord either from the generator or from this other inverter, which I'll introduce here in a second. But either way, it just plugs in here. That gives us AC power that can be combined with the batteries and the solar. Mm-hmm. That means we can run the air conditioner, we can run high load stuff during the middle of the day, microwaves and so on. Very cool. This other inverter is the thing I think that separates a lot of what I've done with a lot of other people. This guy is driven by the truck when we're on the road. So when we're driving, power comes in through the alternator into this guy, our battery separator, and then it charges not only the 12-volt house battery that's over here, but also gives us power through this inverter, which can go into this inverter and charge the Tesla battery on cold, cloudy days.
Okay.
So a lot of people that have these Tesla setups don't have a way to charge on cloudy days while driving. I've rigged it so that we've got 12-volt power being converted to 120 that powers our hybrid inverter.
Gotcha.
So we can actually charge on cloudy days while driving. That's pretty cool.
What kind of amps are you pushing into this Tesla batteries for charging?
Well, the max out of those two is 80, but I think I've only ever seen about maybe 60 coming out of the solar. And on drive days, I don't know, it's generally pushing about 30 or so from the truck.
Wow, that's pretty good.
Yep.
Awesome.
Not too bad. And then this is our 12-volt system. So I can take this 24-volt power system here, flip this breaker, and then it will also charge and run all of our 12-volt electronics as well in the whole rig. So
Very
instead
cool.
of retrofitting everything to 24 volts, I just got that little converter there to do the job.
Very cool.
Yep.